Richard Hanna. I'm from Houston, but I live here in Austin. I go back and forth from Houston to Austin once a week. I do a radio show, I do a music show, and I do news. I'm mostly a freelance journalist. I do an international sports brief where I cover international sports, but I've also done news, international news. I've written for Indo-American newspaper, which is a South Asian newspaper. I did radio at Cater for umpteen years, and I've been doing radio and news for like I don't know how long, and I actually done some stuff with Indian in the media in the past, and it's been a while. I still do that, and I've covered Democratic, Republican conventions with CBS. Yeah. And I also did Access Cable, which I'm working on. Getting back involved with Access Cable in Houston, maybe in Austin too, and maybe doing some acting stuff. But right now, I'm still doing mostly news and sports stuff. And the curious thing with doing public radio is making you can find stories and look at it in a public radio or independent light, even if it's a major issue that the mainstream media is covering. You still can look at it from an independent point of view, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't look at. A lot of people, especially independent journalists, look at it as far as if the mainstream media is covering it, then well, why should we cover it? And it's not always the case.
I'm Rob. I also work with the Houston Independent Media Center, and like Ghislaine said, we do a radio program, a monthly film series, and we have a website, and we also have sort of collaborations with print publications where we contribute content from our website to newspapers in Houston, like independent grassroots newspapers. And I guess likewise that we have a bunch of really great resources, and it would be really great to kind of cross, be more, we are somewhat integrated to activist movements, but be better integrated to activist movements where they use our resources as part of, their organizing, and also to kind of, our film series is on a bunch of different issues, and our turnout is always basically around the film. There's not like an audience that comes to, when we do films about immigrant rights, we have a large turnout from the Latino community, and we do films about like political prisoners, about African American political prisoners. We get the turnout from the African American community. When we do stuff about Iraq, we get a lot of Arabs, but we don't get a diverse crowd at our film. So I think that's something, I don't know how we do that, but that's something we'd like to work on.
Hi, my name is Matt Gossage. I'm an independent filmmaker here in Austin. Lately, I've been focusing on films about private prisons and immigration prisons, and something I can do is continue using video for the movements I'm involved in, and find better ways to provide access to those films and distribution, and also get involved in local community media in terms of training people video skills.
I'm Dale Thompson. I'm with Austin Freenet. We have community computer labs around Austin with high-speed internet, and we try to provide access to people who wouldn't have it in their homes, or maybe not have access that was anything they wanted to do on their computers. So we have we hope well-equipped computers. That's kind of an expensive project that we do get some support and grants, and we're part of the city's community technology initiative here, and the training part of that has become quite a bit more of our programs lately, and getting people into the internet who haven't experienced it before. So the internet is the reason we get up in the morning. Then we have a second program, which is not the primary mission, but it's sort of evolved from the primary mission, and working with partners who serve target audiences that we might not have access to otherwise. But we're what's known as NTAP, a nonprofit technology assistance provider, which is technology support and training for nonprofits in the area, and that's called FixNet. And we have gotten quite involved in it. I really like that project because we find out a whole lot about our community and what the needs of our community are that way. But one of the most the big turning point in my focus is the Katrina shelter that we had here, where we were working with volunteers in the public computers in the Katrina shelter, which was our convention center here, and we had a very definite idea of what their needs were, and we had a lot of volunteers who knew exactly how to get to that information on the web. So, you know, like the Louisiana Unemployment Insurance Group and their employers, and they were separated from their families, and a lot of tools went up on the internet, and email was a critical thing, and there were people, we were dealing with very low income people who didn't have access in New Orleans. Apparently New Orleans did not have anything like us. So that was just a big deal to me, and so now I like to think about, wow, we got so much information about New Orleans, then I would like to have that much information about Austin, you know, and create some kind of great tool for them. But I don't know enough, and I don't know if anybody knows enough about the basic needs and the wants of Austin, a low-income community. So you know, I started joining the Austin Area Human Services Association, and the people who deal with getting basic needs to them. I keep hearing, no, our clients won't get on the internet to do anything, you know. And so I think that's the next big thing that we should do, is try to connect low-income people with basic services, and they can do it so much faster and so much easier with just a few skills and internet access. So that's where we are right now.
I'm Sharon Strover. I'm a professor here at UT in the Radio, TV, Film department. And over my time here, I've worked with a lot of different groups here in Austin, including what was one time called Austin Community Television. In fact, I think maybe we overlapped.
I worked there for 11 years.
Yeah.
Did you work?
I was on the board in the 80s.
You were there before me. I got there in 82.
Yeah.
So.
And done a little bit of work with Freenet
Yes.
and a few other internet digital divide related organizations here. Our department actually has the phrase social justice in its mission statement, and we're a little bit unique among communication departments in that a lot of our faculty really believe that media can change things, can change people, can change environments, can change the way things get done. And so fortunately, a lot of our faculty do work to help to achieve that. And most recently, we just started a documentary center, and which a lot of us are calling nonfiction, to kind of break out of a stereotype of what documentary is, and have links to anthropology and photojournalism and a lot of other media looking at nonfiction and how we can present the world as we see it to different audiences in very different ways. And I'm really excited about this, about our new documentary center and what it can do. In terms of the future, I would really like to forge better links between the abilities, interests, and resources of the university and nonprofit organizations and media organizations in particular. I think, you know, we go about our little business, and we're here in this little environment here. It's very easy at the university to kind of to think of there being a dividing line between what we're doing here and the rest of the world. And a lot of our faculty don't see that dividing line, but I think there's a lot that we could be doing to bridge that. And in particular, because we do a lot of good research that I think has the potential to help and to help change things and influence policy. And that's what I'd like to see at the university. That's what I'd like to be doing.